Hey, Abby here. If you happen to bump into my video, thank you for sticking around and watching it through to the end. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'd appreciate it a whole lot. This vlog is all about my trip to Croatia around early spring. Now, if you haven't been to Croatia or have been overlooking it as per what's really happening there, I'm convinced this video will get you to reconsider that decision. Here I was thinking this trip will be one low-cost, slow-paced holiday, forgetting I am who I am, and that is a person that doesn't like to rest. I like to get my money's worth when I travel, never mind that I'll be spending a whole lot more to make that happen. Anyway, it's all for the memories, and I now get to tell you guys all about it. I'll try my best to include all the details, facts, and my subjective opinions and where to find what. Here we go. So we arrived in Split, Croatia. There are many other very popular cities in Croatia like Zagreb or Dubrovnik. I hope I'm saying that right because that was a flex. Most of our time was spent here, but as the video goes on, you will see we did have a day spent in Omiš or Omiš. I'm not really sure how it's said. Like I said earlier, I thought this trip was about to be slow-paced, but silly me, I booked about 3 excursions on this trip. No wonder it was so damn expensive. But I would have to say that this is one trip that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I absolutely cannot wait to go back to Croatia and do it all over again. I absolutely loved how sunny it was. The stroll through the city was magnificent, and as you saw earlier on, there was some sort of ruins of the city. I believe that was the old town or the square or the center. A must see for sure. So I really always enjoy traveling around this time, early spring. So that is either at the beginning of May or at the end of April. But this was at the beginning of May. I was surprised with how busy it was. Usually tourism doesn't really pick up until, later in the summer season. But Split at this time was considerably busy. And I really like that a lot because, you get to see people. You get to see other tourists, and it's a little bit more fun for me. One funny thing I remember on this trip was how all the men looked the same, especially the younger boys, younger men. They all looked like they came from the same grandfather. But that was by the way. Now, today on this trip, we went to the Blue Lagoon, and it was a fantastic excursion. This is probably the trip that made me finally learn how to swim, particularly because of the fact that I always book a Blue Lagoon excursion in places like Croatia or Malta. But then I can't jump into the damn lagoon like everyone else. I did jump into this one, definitely with a life jacket on, but the fear of drowning, it was so real. So I couldn't 100% enjoy myself. So after this trip, I said to myself, Abby, you're going to learn how to swim for your next holiday trip. And that's what I did. And I'm very happy to say that, I got somewhere with that goal. If you watched my Kenyan vlog on my channel, you will see that for yourself. I'd also recommend having a look at my YouTube short for Croatia for a slightly different perspective on the same trip, right? There were just certain clips that wouldn't look good on this video, so I had to make a YouTube short for it. Right, so on this cruise, we hit 3 islands. It was a great choice, to be fair, because it included water or juice throughout the cruise, so it was unlimited drinks, so to say. And we had lunch, all included in the price. The lunch, we stopped for and off-boarded the boat in some town where the options were beef, tuna, or vegetarian burgers with fries. This cruise was really great in my opinion, because the guide, as you can see, he's very thorough, very informative, and he, if I remember correctly, was quite funny. So it was a nice experience listening to him. The boat was safe and relatively packed, not relatively, completely packed, as you can see. And it was nice because it was slow paced, in the sense that we got to really spend a good amount of time at all the stops. It was a pretty long tour, about 3 hours or so, but that is because we had 3 islands to go through, and at each island we did stop, get off the boat, walk around the town, and then get back on, and then do it again at the next stop. So I like that. It really gave me the time to take it all in. The tour guide, unfortunately, I don't remember his name, but I'm sure I gave a review. He was great as well, so I do recommend this trip, which I booked. I didn't tell you guys. I booked it off Get Your Guide app, as usual. At this point, Get Your Guide is my go-to. You guys should know this by now. Yeah, so because of all the add-ons, how slow-paced it was, how informative it was, how safe I felt, I would say that this trip, this cruise, this excursion was worth the price. It was brilliant as well, and it was fair considering the price, considering all that was involved. I recommend. This Michelin star restaurant was beautiful, although the food was, 5 out of 10. I do recommend it as well. This restaurant, on the other hand, I recommend too. I think the food was far better, the interior beautiful. We did try to get here before sunset, but unfortunately we made it a bit too late, so we couldn't really watch the sunset by our seats. But if you get there on time, I think it would have made for a beautiful view. I do recommend. So the Krka Waterfall was another excursion trip that we went to. The Krka Waterfall was a sight for sore eyes, if I do say so myself. That is for certain. It was priced fairly as well, in my opinion. I wouldn't say skip it totally. However, I might recommend seeing it on your own time rather than booking an excursion maybe. But, an excursion booked was also a good way to get the whole experience. A good point to bring up about this guided tour is that though on the Get Your Guide app you may get a Through Get Your Guide app, you might get a discounted price for this tour depending on when you find yourself in Croatia. April, May, and October are the cheapest months, and kids under 7 always get free entry, regardless of the time of the year. Hope that was a helpful tip. At this point, if Get Your Guide app doesn't sponsor a video of mine this year, or just, have me as the European ambassador, before the end of this year, y'all, I will just leave it at that. Okay? With this excursion, you get to see the gorgeous Skrandinski Book Falls. I'm sorry, this is not my language. I hope I pronounced that right. I hope I did it justice. I'm sorry. And obviously, you get to learn a little bit about the history of the place. You get to go on this panoramic cruise that goes up the river from the Skradin town. I hope you guys saw that in the clip. So bear in mind that swimming in the Skrandinski Book Falls isn't allowed, but in this excursion, you do get you do get to go to a pebble beach in a small town where swimming is allowed. Another tip is that for this beach, you would absolutely 100% need to wear those water shoes because those pebbles hurt. I think, if memory serves me right, I took the opportunity to take a nap on that beach. I was just freaking exhausted from all the vacation activities, the walking up and down, the excursions, all of it. But I enjoyed my time, I enjoyed my nap, and I enjoyed the excursion. We also got to see this, carpet maker. You can see the carpets behind her and the ones laying over the machine that she's working in. Original, traditional way of carpet making, carpet weaving. It was quite beautiful to see and very interesting as well. Right, so on this day, if I tell you guys about the next excursion that we went on, we're already en route to a different city from Split to go on this guided ziplining experience. Let me tell y'all, we almost turned around and went home because the fear almost got us, and I don't remember what it is we were talking about, but we got spooked all of a sudden. So this is the Omiš city, I believe, or Omiš. It was a 3-hour ziplining excursion. We were thinking while on the way, do we really want to do this? Obviously, I keep saying we, and that's because I was with my friend, and she's gone on all kind of thrilling experiences like bungee jumping, and this was a first for me, so I was a bit scared, but I was on board. Just until both of us started getting cold feet. Ultimately we were like, we're almost there, let's just go through with it. We get there, we ask about 10 to 20 questions on our survival rate, this and that, what do we have to do not to die, and I think we were sold when we heard that there has been 0 casualties on this excursion. So once we heard that, we were like, okay, boom, let's go. And that's all it took. That's all it took. We got there early, unlike other Africans with the African time. We got there early and we took the opportunity to walk around the city a little bit, see what's going on there. There wasn't much, but it gave us some time to really get acquainted with everything around, talk to a few locals. I really don't know what I was saying here, but it was great to talk to a few people and then go on our merry way to get on with the excursion. There were other people with us, so eventually we formed a pretty nice group. The guided excursion started with a ride to the starting point at the valley, and we had the tour guide who was great. He was really calm and reassuring. So when we got there, we got to the valley, we got our gear, we secured them on ourselves, and we began the hike up the mountain. I was already huffing and puffing at this point, but man, I wasn't about to be out there lacking. But at some point, before we got onto our first actual line, we got a debrief and the gist of how things work. We did do several practice lines, which were about 25 meters long, before going onto the bigger lines. There were 8 lines in total, and each one higher than the other, totaling about 2,100 meters. I ain't gonna lie, at some point I began to doubt whether I could do it. But my enemies did not triumph over me, because I did that. I got through all of them. The adrenaline was real. I'm not gonna lie to you. And the fear was real as well. But it was so satisfying to overcome those fears and conquer them in real time. And once I did, I was like, I can do difficult things. Ain't nothing else gonna scare me. And that's why when I got to Nigeria and there were 7 bridges, I was like, I'm gonna do that too. Because if I can zip line in Croatia, I can walk across some bridges in Nigeria. So these are the things that we gotta do to step outside our comfort zone. Just don't die. Don't say Abby told you to do it. It's not me. And say a prayer before you do all that. Another thing I have to point out that was quite satisfying were these views. Seeing them from that height, and thank God I don't have a fear of heights, because if you do, you will faint. You will just faint because those things were high. But it was beautiful. There is beauty in danger. There's beauty in danger. You can't just be cooped up in one way all day. There's beauty in danger. Now I cannot remember how we ended up in this Fiat 500. And my sister's gonna kill me when they hear that. But look at God, we got home safe and sound and in one piece. On the real though, I think this was someone hiking with us on the zipline excursion who offered us a lift, and we took that chance. Because you can see the sunset, we weren't about to get on the bus and get all the way back to Split on our own. It was too far. But thank God this angel came at the right time. All in all, Croatia was an amazing trip. That's about it for my Split section. If it has been on your bucket list, I do recommend you go ahead and tick it off. Let me know if you will do any of the things I experienced, and if there are things you did and recommend, do let me know in the comments. Once again, thank you so much for watching. It's Abby here. Thank you.